Hello everyone, here we are on the last day of June, 30th of June today, and I'm just about to start my daily stitching for today. I've chosen this Silk Pearl 12, it's in a range of greens, and I thought today I might use one of the shapes that come with the 2026 template, which is what I'm using here. So I'm just going to have a sort through these, and I think I might go with this little leaf shape. That might be quite nice for today. So I'm just going to find a pencil and to lean behind me there, and I'm just going to lightly draw around this shape. There we go. We can maybe mark in some little veins here. And I'm just going to start my thread off, and then we'll sort out what kind of outline I'm going to do on this leaf. Okay, so I've just brought my thread up at the base of this stem, and I think I might just do a little chain stitch around it. Quite easy, wouldn't it? Got to keep things easy this week because I've got quite a busy couple of weeks coming up. Personally, not professionally. And it's going to be a matter of juggling the tasks. And we'll see how far we get. I do like to be busy, which is a good thing, isn't it? You know, I like to be occupied, and I like to have things to do, so it's no great hardship really. What worries me most is how quickly time is flying. I mean, we're halfway through this cloth, halfway through the year, halfway through this daily stitching already. So you can see how this is working. It's just chain stitch around the outside. You could do any kind of outlining stitch here really. You could do back stitch or split stitch or whipped running stitch even. Would have been quicker actually. Never mind. But you know, sometimes it's not about what's quickest, is it? It's about what's best. And I like the effect of a chain stitch outline. It gives a nice sort of slightly raised effect. So I'm just going to go down there just to anchor that point down, and then I'm going to start again here. So I'm going to work my way right back to the beginning, and we'll have a look at it when I've finished the outline. So that's the outline of the leaf finished, and I've just changed to a very slightly darker green to do these this inner bit. Veins is the word, isn't it? And I think, well, do you know what? I don't know what I'm going to do. Let's see. Oh, it's back stitch. There we go. Didn't know I was going to do that, but that's fine. I don't always like the way you can see the space between the stitches with back stitching. It looks a bit like machine stitching to me. But I like the rhythm of back stitch, if that makes sense. I like the fact that it takes 2 steps forward and 1 step back. I think that's a useful reminder just to, you know, stop and pause before you go on. Stop and pause doesn't make sense, does it? Stop and pause are the same thing. Well, I don't know. Variations on a theme, perhaps. So I'm just going to fill in these veins very simply. I can barely see my pencil lines, I hope I'm going over them. I can see that one, so I'm going to skip down to there. Am I doing this where you can see it? Fairly simple anyway, isn't it? Maybe I'll come up there. I guess you could do these veins in chain stitch as well if you wanted to. So I'm going to turn that so I can get at it easier. Right, the last of those stitches going in. Let's have a look at it. We're upside down. Okay, that's the leaf finished really. That's as much as I want to do to it. So now I need to think about whether to stitch something around it, like a background, or stitch something to fill it a bit more. And either is fine, or I could just leave it as it is, and that's fine too. So at this point, what would you do? Let me know. And no, you know, no way is better than any other. It's just, you know, just a variation on a theme really. I think looking at it, I think what I might do is some lines of something in the background. So let me find a colour and let's have a go at that. Okay, I had a look at some different colours. You know, I've had a look at sort of yellowy orange and blue, and in the end I've gone back to green. That's my my default colour. If in doubt, green. And I think I'm just going to add some little columns of running stitch in the background. And again, you could do anything here. You could do seed stitch, you could outline it again, you know, like an echo outline. You could do a series of echo outlines actually, just fill the space. I wish I'd thought of that earlier. Never mind. I think this will do. This is one of the best things about intuitive stitching, really, is that once you get started, you find different options and new ideas popping into your head all the time. And that wouldn't have happened had you not started. You have to start in order to trigger these ideas. And it's the starting, I think, that is most challenging for some people, because how can you start when you don't know what you're going to do? And the answer to that is just, well, just throw caution to the wind and stitch something. Because it won't matter. It won't matter what you stitch. Anything can be rescued. And anything can be developed and or adapted. It will be absolutely fine. In every case, it'll be fine. Even if you stitch something you really, really detest, by the time the whole thing's filled, you won't notice it, and two, you will probably come to at least tolerate it, if not like it, later on. Happens all the time. And that's life as well, isn't it? I think we have very, my hands are in the way, aren't they? I think we have very little control in life. And most of life is just reacting, isn't it? And that's really what you're doing with your daily stitching. You're just putting a stitch down and reacting or responding. And seeing where it goes. And usually it turns out just fine. Usually. Be prepared for the odd disaster. So this has been fairly straightforward, hasn't it? I think I'm going to manage to do this in one thread. So just take that down. Might get away with one stitch in these very lower bits. Right, let's have a look. I think that will do. Okay, so I think I'm going to call that finished. I could have done more lines, but I think it's okay as it is. Usually what I do on the last day of the month is a blog post showing, you can't see the whole month. So if you don't already, you might want to subscribe to my blog so that you can see all of June. And I may today, if I can get a decent picture of it, I may post a picture of the whole thing so far. So enjoy the last day of June. Happy stitching. And tomorrow we skip over the border into July, a new month. And let's see what that brings us. So I will be back sometime later in the week, hopefully. And bye for now.